Affirmative action in Bangladesh faces public trial and suffers a massive loss that leaves a death toll of more than 100 protesters, with allegations of 1,000 more being arrested. The Bangladeshi protests emanate from the 1971 quota system, which reserved 30% of the government jobs to descendants of freedom fighters who exercised their right to self-determination and gain independence. A further 10% was reserved for women, another 10% was reserved for members in relevant districts, 5% were for members for indigenous communities, and 1% was reserved for persons with disabilities. Despite these noble roots, the Bangladeshi protesters have declared discrimination, as only 46% of government jobs were merit-based, and therefore the quota system ran afoul of meritocracy, which led to the exacerbation of unemployment levels. In a glimmer of hope, in 2018, the 15-year-old government rule led by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina scrapped the quota system. However, the High Court reinstated it earlier this month, sparking the deadly protests that saw torching of government buildings and a prison outbreak after protesters stormed into a jail in central district of Nasingdi, freed the inmates before setting it ablaze. This prompted a government clampdown with stringent measures imposed, such as a curfew, deployment of the army, internet shutdowns for the purpose of maintaining national security, public order, and to stop the dissemination of purported fake speech. However, the government has faced criticism over the allegations of excessive use of force by the police, mirroring extrajudicial, which is against the principles of proportionality and necessity, which are espoused in the UN Basic Principles on the Use of Force and Firearms by Law Enforcement. There have also been media reports of allegations of against a student leader, which is against the Convention Against Torture. Equally, the government in the past has faced sharp criticism of abductions and enforced disappearances, which is against humanity in Article 7 of the Rome Statute, and equally enforced disappearance is against the International Convention on Protection of All Persons from Enforced Disappearances. However, Bangladesh has not signed or ratified the latter convention. The government has vehemently denied the allegations, and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has pledged to conduct an inquiry. Moreover, in a move to appease the masses and quell public dissension, the Supreme Court of Bangladesh has nullified the High Court judgment and tapered off 30% of the quota system that was reserved for freedom fighters' descendants to a mere 5%, whilst the majority, 93%, shall be reserved for the masses, and recruitment in public service shall be merit-based. Lastly, the remaining 2% shall be reserved for ethnic minorities and persons with disabilities. Meanwhile, a court in the United Arab Emirates has tried and convicted 57 Bangladeshi nationals, with 3 who have been sentenced to life imprisonment, 53 who have been sentenced to 10 years imprisonment, and 1 who has been sentenced to 11 years imprisonment for the offense of participating in an unauthorized protest against the Bangladesh government and the offense of offending foreign states, thereby prejudicing or jeopardizing diplomatic ties with the UAE.